little glimmer of good news. That $2.2 trillion stimulus package that was signed last week has led to a 20% jump in the stock market from its low, at least for the Dow, of about 18,500 8 days ago. That's some good news, but there's still a long way to go to recovery. And not only are we not out of the woods, we may be still heading deeper into the woods as far as this pandemic is concerned. And that's not good news financially. So if you need some help and advice, we've got it for you right now. Joel Johnson, the managing partner of Johnson Brunetti, is joining me on the phone with some advice. Mr. Johnson, thank you so much for joining us. And why don't we start with the stock market? We're still down about 25% from the high of about 29.5. Is that major low we had going to continue to affect us in the future?
Well, I think it is, because there's a couple things going on, Tim. One is people are starting to open up their 401k statements or go online and see their 401k statements, and it's putting a real damper on just the feeling of wealth people had. You know, everybody was feeling really, really good for a while here. We were 400% off of the lows of 2009, which means basically if you had $1 in 2009 without adding any money to 401k, you had $5. And now that's been slashed, and people tend to forget the long run here. They tend to be impacted like a slap in the face by the short-term downturn, and it's going to have an effect for a while, even if the market bounces back.
And people were expecting some form of recession to come even before the pandemic hit us. So I suppose you could take that into your consideration. But for these people, first of all, who do have 401ks, and we do want to recognize that a lot of people out there have never been able to afford them. But those people, if they have a little extra money right now, the question is what to do with it. Do you try to put some money back in now that you're getting stocks at a discount, or do you keep that as that rainy day fund? Because we don't know how bad things are going to get over the next couple of months.
Well, great question, Tim. Everybody should have a rainy day fund. Everybody, in an ideal world, and I know this is not possible, like you mentioned with 401ks even, but it's not possible for everybody to have that rainy day fund. Everybody should try to have at least a month, if not 3 months, of money sitting on the sideline at the bank or somewhere they can get to right away. If they have that, then they should be increasing right now the contribution into any retirement fund that they have. Don't worry about trying to pick a bottom in the market. Don't try to time anything. The bottom line is, you said it, it was key, Tim. Stocks are on sale. They're down 20%, 30%, depending on what you own, from the highs here. And what we do know is when a recovery happens, the market goes up for a long period of time, sometimes 3 times, 4 times, 5 times what it was before, and you don't want to try to time that and miss it. If you miss that first month or two off the recovery, you're leaving maybe 20% of the recovery on the table.
Now, like we said, it's already gone up from 20%, but you shouldn't be timing the bottom. Dumb question, because I'm not great with money. Why, if you have that extra money, why put it into the 401k as opposed to trying to put it into stocks where you could at least pull it out, keep it liquid in case all of a sudden you lose your job a month from now?
Well, great question. It doesn't hurt to save money outside of a 401k, but if somebody feels like they need that, they may need that money within 3 to 5 years. I would say within 3 years, they shouldn't be putting it in stocks at all. If you need money 2 years, 3 years from now, don't put it into stocks. Stocks are for long term, 5 years or more, and then you don't have to worry about what's happening in the short term.
Okay, so one last bit of advice for those folks who have already lost their jobs. There's a lot of them. They're worried about long-term finances. What can you tell them?
Try not to cash in your 401k at all costs. Any kind of retirement money, don't touch it. Even if you got into a financial disaster, the 401k, the retirement money, is not attachable by your creditors. Nobody can get to it. Leave that money alone. Do whatever it takes to leave that money alone.